creating an inclusive environment and that motivates young people to make positive environmental impacts through informed investments while also promoting the importance of environmental, social, and corporate governance within the contemporary business world. We educate individuals on the importance of ESG. Club members will improve their financial literacy while simultaneously using their investments as a form of environmental and social advocacy.
Yeah, so I guess just running through this again, like just to give a background on what ESG is. Well, on the surface, as Emma said, it stands for environmental, social, and corporate governance. But basically, like what I've come to learn is like nowadays, basically, when I go on any company website, if you're like applying for jobs and everything, all companies have some sort of like ESG or sustainability page where they're making your annual reports on like how their company is having an impact. Some of them focus on all three levels or just like socially or within their internally with their governance, having a diverse team of executives, etc. And yeah, so basically like nowadays it's more prominent than ever, and it's like going to continue to grow because especially in publicly traded companies, shareholders are starting to care more and more about how their money is being impacted socially and environmentally. And so like in order to be a successful publicly traded company, you need to like please your shareholders and deliver on those terms, and doing it genuinely is something that we try to kind of decipher here to see if it's if it's a facade or if it's actually real. That's what a lot of our like social media posts and newsletter articles sort of focus on here at the club. All right, next slide. Yeah, so I guess let's just start off just kind of like introducing everyone. So yeah, my name's Alistair, currently the VP internal. I'm going to switch over to communications though, because William's graduating this year. Yeah, so like what really drew, I guess me, Sasha, and Will to start the club is just, as I was saying earlier, or I haven't actually said this yet, but like kind of creating a club where we can have like a sustainable sort of business club where it's inclusive to all members of McGill. A lot of the other existing clubs are like pretty barred to management only. So we wanted to kind of like diversify, have different people from different backgrounds and thought processes so we can really make a diverse array of content. Yeah, so I guess next year I'm really excited about just having more different content streams and a higher volume of people in the club and just continuing to grow it.
I guess I can go next. My name's Sasha. If you don't know me, nice to meet you guys. So I created the club along with Al and Will, and along basically the same lines got into investing sort of over the pandemic, big start of 2020, and then coming back to McGill, realizing that there wasn't really kind of a space for art students to kind of engage with finance and business, and then sort of taking my passions with that kind of more broadly with the E in ESG, kind of like my passion for climate change and kind of environmental activism, so that there's kind of a really limited scope and lifespan for finance that doesn't really consider how it's going to affect the planet and the world around us. So that kind of brought us to create the club. And I really look forward to next year kind of expanding the team, getting to know all of you guys, and really getting hands-on and doing more stuff in person.
I can take it next. My name's Will, for those of you that don't know me. I also started the club with Sasha and Alistair. I guess the goal that we had in mind when we started the club was, well, I know personally I was working in finance and I saw that a lot of investment managers were moving towards an ESG conscious portfolio. And that was something that I saw wasn't very present at McGill. So I figured there was a good opportunity for us to create a new space to share ideas that are environmentally and socially conscious. I took on the role of VP communications. And I'm unfortunately leaving McGill next year, but Alistair's going to do a great job taking over as VP comms. So looking forward to see what the club is going to be doing next year.
Hey everybody, my name is Caleb Sansom. I'm the editor-in-chief. Essentially, my role is to oversee the work of our analysts, where you'll see more about what they do in a bit, in a second, I think on the next slide. But essentially they submit their articles to me and I edit them for their grammar and content. And then I format them on our temporary website and then get them on our newsletter, which many of you may have already seen. So I joined ESG McGill hoping to join a team of like-minded colleagues who can discuss recent news in sustainability and business. And because I feel like McGill and in an education kind of environment, you don't get to get that practical experience analyzing real world business problems. And next year, I'm really excited for the expansion and changes to the analyst team, which we'll see more about in a bit too.
Hi again, my name's Emma. I'm the Vice President of Events. So I really wanted to be a part of ESG McGill because I thought it was so important to create a bridge between both investments and sustainability. And as you may know, this is the first environmentally oriented investment club, and I thought that was so intriguing to be a part of. And I have like a lot of passion for like the environment and sustainability, and think that it's so important to focus on that. And I also am very passionate about investing. So my role is to like oversee and plan and promote the events, coordinate and organize them and activities. And I also work a lot with the president, the vice president to promote these events and ensure that they go smoothly.
I'm Cooper. I'm the VP Finance, and my role at ESG McGill is basically just to oversee the coordinating and funding for all of any activities that pertain to the club and any promotions that we have, and doing so in a sustainable manner while ensuring that the budget's always balanced and everything is kept track of and communicated well to McGill. And I joined ESG because I'm interested in investing, but I'm also equally interested in becoming an entrepreneur myself in the future. And knowing about ESG principles is super important. It can't be undervalued. And through this club, it's just a great ecosystem to communicate with people that are all aspiring to learn about these important things. And it really has helped further my knowledge. And I know that it's helped further everyone involved's knowledge on these things. And it's just the value that I've gotten out of it has been more than I could have expected. So that's why I joined, and I got out of it exactly what I sought out to get out of it. So that's great.
Hey, I'm Sophia. I'm one of the analysts. And the way I joined ESG is that I was looking for a club that was focused on sustainability. And I was really driven to ESG because as a management student, I know that the business world needs to be transformed to be more responsible and green. And I really loved my role as an analyst because I got to explore themes of the responsibility of investment in ecological problems. So for example, I wrote an article on the extremely high use of energy of cryptocurrency and its consequences, or on irresponsible investment in the destruction of the Amazon forest. So it's a way to start discussions on these topics and share valuable information that can make us all more informed.
And we're really excited to have Sophia join us on the executive team as our VP internal next year as well.
Yes, I'm really excited about that.
So kind of on that note, this is kind of like one of the points of the meeting today is that we're really trying to expand the team and kind of with the movement and the organization we're creating here, we really just want to get out more content to the McGill community and beyond. So I think someone else is supposed to talk about this slide.
Yeah. So basically we're just trying to we're gonna do multiple waves of applications, but we wanted to get some applications in before the end of the semester. So if you're interested in applying to either a junior or senior analyst position, we're just looking for people from a vast array of education backgrounds in the school. Anyone is welcome to apply, as long as you're just interested in sustainable finance and ESG and you want to have provide innovative business solutions and ideas to the club, we'd really appreciate your application. Yeah, next slide.
So kind of on that note about what we're kind of planning to expand next year and what we're planning to do with this large expansion of analysts is we've a lot of the time right now we're focusing just on kind of doing these bi-weekly kind of articles where it's basically follows this like news article format, like if you're on the Financial Times or the Economist, and it's about ESG trends and news. Most of the time we focus on environmental aspects, but next year I'm kind of hoping that we expand from solely environmental to also the S and the G aspects of social and governance. But also we are going to be expanding the entire analyst team to have junior and senior analysts, where we kind of help to lead research projects and not just do these articles, but lead these large kind of research projects that are kind of like an entire semester long project, where it's like one kind of club collaborated thing where we do ESG trends, company profiles, and even like a sustainable stock pitch event for like, and that's where like the senior analysts, the junior analysts, the editor-in-chief, and all these people will work together to kind of create these larger kind of projects. But yeah, I don't know if Sasha wanted anything to add to that or.
No, it sounds, that's it. Yeah, kind of just, we really encourage everyone in this call right now, the fact that you're here. We'd really love if you'd like to even apply in any form and kind of contribute. The expectations are essentially just for the junior analysts that you'll join the team, you'll kind of be involved with us in the ingoings of kind of the club's goals, and then also kind of the execution of how we bring it to sort of the McGill community. But also about that is that depending on your time, it won't be like a massive time commitment, but it would be expectation that you maybe that you'd write in collaboration with other people on the team, maybe an article or two, and then contribute to a larger project as well. So I think moving on to the next slide. Kind of already talked about kind of the team expansion. So for the next year's events, Emma, I'm really excited for what you have in store.
Yeah, so next year, I mean, we spoke about it a little bit, but we're going to have a stock pitch event. And well, first we're going to start with the networking and social event early in the fall to kickstart the year. And I think this will be a great way to bring in more like a broader McGill community. So I think we're going to bring in some alumni, professionals working in ESG and the field, and of course, like McGill students. So I think this will be a great opportunity to kind of like break down that barrier that we have currently with the with events being held online. So that'll be a great way to start the year. And then we're going to have a stock pitch event. So that's going to be an event where there's going to be a team, multiple teams actually, and each team will pay into like a sort of pool, and each team will present a stock or a firm that presents low ESG risk, a higher social environmental purpose, as well as a good market for potential growth and expansion. And there's going to be a winning team that will receive potentially a monetary prizes. And then we're also going to have panel events, because I think that's a great way to have sort of like an open discussion amongst the ESG members and also professionals. So I think those are sort of our next year's events and the schedule that we're looking towards.
Perfect. So kind of right here is where we kind of stop doing the talking to kind of engage more. Al, do you want to sort of, we've got some questions that we kind of prepared, like we're growing, still like a club that's in its infancy. So we're going to do like a little poll right now. If you guys wouldn't mind filling out, it would be like super appreciated, just to kind of, while we're looking towards next year and expanding and growing, it would be really valuable to kind of have your insights as well.
Can you guys see the poll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's like no, obviously there's no like one right answer. Kind of the hope is to kind of do all of this, bring it into reality, and then kind of just continue rolling with that ball. Awesome. So thank you guys for doing that poll. I think we're going to end it now. And I guess kind of, I can stop sharing my screen and kind of just, we can all talk regularly. But if you guys had any questions, please be awesome to unmute and ask them, or things we want to talk about.
I mean, I'm not going to be here next year, but I did want to say that I really appreciated the panel discussions that you guys hosted throughout like the 2 semesters. It was really awesome to interact with like these actual professionals. I connected with them on LinkedIn, and it was really nice to leverage for the industry for sure.
Did you have a favorite event that we hosted, Leela?
Honestly, the last one was really nice because I mean, what Eve was talking about was really up my alley in terms of just like the client relations. I think she said she would get back to me about like the all-female fund that she was putting together and like the returns on that. But like it was just really nice to have that insider information. It was a lot more like, you know, intimate because of this club, I think. It became very accessible.
Awesome. It's like the best feedback I think we could ask for.
You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Perfect. Not sure. The team, you guys, anything you want to bounce off? Anything you want to talk about?
I mean, as an analyst, I just thought I'd say like being an analyst this semester and like doing articles for the newsletter and like reading other analyst articles, I genuinely have like improved my investment portfolio massively. So like I thought I would thank you guys for that because I massively appreciate that. Like I learned a lot of things in terms of environmental sustainability was my main issue in terms of investing, but I've like it really helped out.
Great. Thanks, Miles. We're gonna miss you once you graduate this year.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll miss you this club too.
Perfect. Best of luck. So I think kind of if there's not much to go over, I guess thank you guys for coming. Really appreciated your time. And we look forward to reading all your applications and seeing you guys at our events next year.